gets back home tonight. And the clock just starts right over, and the walls come closing in, and the bathroom dips and then twirls, and your eyes get sunken in so deeply you can't recognize the face you see so easily. No one gets back home tonight.
Welcome back to Transpotting, part 2 of our Halloween chat. I don't know why I'm doing that voice. I'm sorry.
It's great.
I'm Riv, your co-host and executive producer. I'm here with Jess.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Jess is no longer wearing his Joker mask. Thank gods.
It's a little unsettling. I'm aware.
It is unsettling.
Yeah.
Do you want to show people again?
Okay, one more time. Okay, hang on.
I'm also here as Gwen Stacy, aka Spider Gwen, Joker Mraz. Bree says, yeah. It's the Trilby that does it. Does the Jason Mraz look? Yeah, that's unsettling.
It is. It is quite unsettling. I should point to that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit better that way. It's still a little freaky, everybody. Especially if I like.
It's a little freaky, everybody.
Yeah. Anyway, it's enough of that. Enough of
Enough
that. Yeah, I did have. It's funny because I used to. Speaking of. Well, okay. I know we have a subject to get into, but I just had a thought. Speaking of eggs and such, it was one of my Halloween costumes for many years was an old-timey bartender. And I would, I spent most of my 20s living in California, and Halloween's a great time for people of all ages to party, especially, kids and young adults. But I spent a lot of my 20s like bartending on Halloween, and it was like always a big holiday. Some part of it, I was like in San Francisco on the edge of the Castro working and stuff like that. And so it's kind of funny because I would always do, and I was actually looking through my little Halloween costumes, and I have I just wear a little bow tie and little suspenders, but I'd put on the mustache and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I can't, this costume is like different now because it's just like my face, so yeah, eggs and such. It also was just like, yeah, it worked for working. Yeah, bow ties are nice. Yes, yeah, they are. Nice. Maybe another time I'll just like dress up.
Very dapper.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I like a good waistcoat and a bow tie. They'll call it the librarian, the professor.
I would do the little spectacles.
It's a good look.
Too.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have like the little spectacles and I'd have like a bowler cap instead of a fedora. Have like a little round black bowler cap, like a little Charlie Chaplin kind of look, a little bit. Yeah. I may have to do it. Maybe I'll do it another time. Yeah. Little suspenders. Work out.
Did you carry a lighter with you to like, as some dame starts to giving you her life story, you gotta flip the lighter out.
Yeah. Well, I did it a lot, and my favorite places to bartend were actually I bartended a couple of like speakeasies, so it was like really funny to like bartend a speakeasy in an old timer bartend costume. Anyway, we were gonna talk about the supernatural. Hang on a second. Okay.
Your lighting changed. Yeah.
This is the supernatural hue.
The supernatural green hue for those listeners out there.
Yeah, that's right. For the audio consumers. This is when
Get you a word picture.
Clicked the light and it was green. Yes. Let's talk about the supernatural.
Supernatural.
Have you ever had any life experiences with the supernatural?
Yes, multiple times actually. Just interesting. But we were on our intermission. Shameless plug. If you missed the stream, shame on you. First of all, everyone who's here, all 7 of you, thank you for being here. We love you so much. You're so perfect. If you missed the stream, shame on you. If you want to go back and listen to our silly intermission with more context for what's about to happen, feel free to subscribe. It's only $5 a month on Patreon, and you get to, see our stuff a week early, and you get to support trans creators. It's great. It's great. You should do it. We were talking about force projection in Star Wars, and if that's astral projection. And then I was going to talk about an anecdote about when I actually astral projected when I was younger, in like my 20s. So we're going to get into that story. Okay, I set the mood. It was early 2000s. I was 20-something. So like 2008, 9, 10. I was hanging out with a friend of mine who had this penchant for finding really weird shit on LimeWire because back then he had pirated everything. And he said, "Hey, I found this really interesting um, pirated music that induces astral projection. Like there are ones that do different things. Like one can help you, like this tone will help you quit smoking. This tone will help your brain astral project." And I was like, "That's bullshit," and I want to try it. So like you do, right? You go, that's not how that works. And also I want to try that. Because what if it does work? And here's the thing, it did work. Um, and despite my friend being a stoner, I was not a stoner at the time, so I was sober. Um, so I put these headphones on, big wraparound headphones, put the cans on, and I'm listening and nothing's happening. And I'm sitting there with the computer on my lap. And apparently, after about 30 seconds, my jaw went slack and my eyes rolled back. So my friend tells me. Don't know if that's true, but he seemed pretty convinced it was. And I was in the space that's like 3D blackness, right? Like it was like empty, but it wasn't. It was completely pitch black, but there were like particles in it. And it was just point of view. Like I didn't see my own body. It was not there. I was just POV, me trying to look around and like assert where my eyes are and somewhat try to navigate having no way of doing so, just trying to like, so a spirit of some kind, right? An actual, like I'm out of my body. And I don't remember the good stuff, unfortunately. Apparently it was really cool in the beginning, but towards the end, I remember trying to like navigate this place and there were like pockets of different things to go look at and I couldn't really get to them. They're too far away. And at some point towards the end of this little journey I was on, this huge face appeared in front of me. And it was, if you think of like the Celestials in all the Marvel cinematic universe stuff, it was like that. Like you're standing from this huge, just perpetually just unfathomably large face in front of me, and I couldn't see the end of the face anywhere. And I couldn't escape it. And it had these just really like bright, not bright, but like blood red lips that were huge and thin and just smiling devilishly. And that is the most scared I've ever been in my entire life. And that was the exact moment that my friend took the headphones off to like shake me because he was like, "Hey, I thought you were dying." I couldn't wake you up by calling your name or like my headphones on, but I couldn't, like I was trying to shake you. You weren't waking up. So I took the headphones off of you. And I was just like, "I'm not doing that ever again, man. I don't know." I was just terrified and my heart was beating so fucking fast. But yeah, so that kind of convinced me based on my experience that I think astral projection is a real thing that can happen. And there's definitely more stuff out there than we understand. And if you do it on purpose, please be careful. And I did not do any like energy protection work ahead of time. So I thought that's just new agey bullshit and stuff. But yeah, if you try to go on a spiritual journey somewhere with just your spirit, you gotta know what to expect. You gotta take care of yourself. So for those newbies out there, there's some scary shit out there. And I had no idea what it was going to do to me, but it was not a good thing. That's my story.
That's deep.
That's yeah. It was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a trip. I've never heard of that before, being induced through like audio induced, but
Right.
that I think that different states of consciousness are definitely like they exist. And I think there are different things that get people into those states of consciousness. And so that's like, yeah, I get it. I had never specifically heard of that before.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It was like an exe file he found on LimeWire that was called brainwavegenerator.exe.
Wow. Okay.
And it had like one for different like, and I was like, oh, it's like hypnosis tapes,
Right.
like listen to this to stop smoking. And he did do it for a bit, and it was working. But when he stopped listening to that, he got bored because he had ADHD, and he stopped listening to that. He went back to smoking tobacco. But he was not doing it while he was listening to those tapes. You could say that's self-fulfilling prophecy. You could say it's confirmation bias type thing, but if it was working for him, it was working for him. And he just happened to stop doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's I mean, I think the biggest thing I've experienced with that is just like listening to those, like the ones that are like the different frequency sounds, and they definitely do have a
yeah,
lot of them are just like for like calming or whatever. And like it's not white noise, it's like brown noise, or I forgot what it is. It's like the different
yeah,
frequencies for, and I definitely get, like, you can tell like that, like I definitely feel the effect of it. And so I get it that, like, yeah, I mean, that's a way to get information into your body, and especially if you're isolating your auditory inputs, you know, with that, it definitely would have a big effect. So
yes.
yeah.
Well, now it's your turn, though. Now I need to know if you have had
Oh wow.
any
I
um, paranormal,
oh my
supernatural
goodness. Have I had
experiences,
any um
even ones that were like, false starts,
yeah, yeah. I mean, um I've had a lot of things happen that I um I've had some things happen that I don't necessarily have, like, an explanation for, that seems spooky in certain ways. Um I have uh had, let's see, some different, like, I remember, this is kind of a side note. I remember one time I went camping in the middle of the desert, and I was like 18. And there was like this super crazy light that kept going off, like, in the middle of the night, and it seemed really flashy, and it was like I was in, like, I don't remember if it was like Arizona or Nevada, but it was one of those like very deserty states. And I
okay.
had some kind of, like, I was 18 or 19, and like, I remember in my head just being like, is this, and I probably was like stoned, and it's like, is this aliens? And so I like walk up over the hill, not really thinking, and then I look, and it's like I have camped. We like just stopped and camped, like, pretty much on the side of the
Mhm.
road, and it like was next to like a weapons testing facility. And it's like, no,
Oh, good.
that's actually the crazy light, is
That's
that, like,
worse.
maybe you shouldn't be here. um Total side note. Serious paranormal stuff. I have had I've definitely had some, like, some very like I said, some very kind of spooky things, some things I can't explain. I definitely have had a lot of
Spooky.
yeah, I definitely believe very much in that, like, I think that there is some space between life as we experience it and the nothingness of death. I think that there's, like, I don't think it's like, I think that there are some I think that there is some existence in between, in different ways. Um so as far as like spooky stuff, and I definitely feel like people's um spirits really do I feel like there is a spiritual communication that people have, that is not, it is a lot more energetic, and it is not based on um how we generally communicate now, through like verbally, or even like through like our senses and interacting nonverbally, or interacting to nonverbal cues. I think there's like another way of communication that is spiritual, and I have seen that happen. That's not like, this isn't quite as much about like spooky Halloweeny stuff. It's more about like people on the edge of death and passing, and like different things that have happened that have like really kind of shown me that spirits go beyond the what we understand, like what we can kind of conceive of, I think, in this
Okay. So
bodily
less Tales from the Crypt,
form.
more Unsolved Mysteries,
Yeah,
or like more
a
like,
little bit more like
yeah.
that, a little bit more like that. I definitely have seen that a lot more. I also had, side note, one thing that happened to me more recently that was kind of spooky ooky. I'll tell people. It's a story about my kid, which I don't usually, but it's not like personal or anything, and I think it's very spooky. So she told me, okay, so I've had these like feelings about, this house is very old. I live in this house that's like 100 years old. Okay. And we've had this situation with the fire alarms, right? Where the fire alarms keep going off. And especially in the kids' room, fire alarm keeps going off, and it's really wild. And the kid like hates it. And because like who wouldn't? Like it's terrible, right? It's like super loud and it's like just really abnormal. And I keep thinking it's like the batteries, and I've like changed the battery, and then I've like tossed the whole alarm, gotten a new alarm, tossed that alarm, gotten another alarm that you're like supposed to have up for 10 years and you're never supposed to replace the battery. That one also wouldn't stop going off. No reason, no fire, no smoke, no carbon monoxide. Like can't figure out why it keeps going off, right? So anyway, so the other day my kid's like, I saw a ghost in my room, and we like read Halloween stories and whatever. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, what was it doing? Like, oh, just reading by the door. Like, oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Like, what did it look like? And she was like, oh, it was a little girl. I was like, okay. And there was like this room used to be another little girl's room. We know that just because it used to be painted pink. And I don't think it was like a pink for boys situation. Anyway, oh, I'm like, okay, so like it's just a girl reading it. Did you talk to it? She said no, just it was like there for a while and then it just left. I was like, okay. Well, what did it look like? And she's like, well, it didn't have a face. It's like,
Oh no, I don't like
okay,
that.
that's cool. I'm gonna smudge your room. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Unrelated note, I'm gonna smudge the room now. Totally unrelated to this in any way.
So we should get the doors really good.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
It's like just total. I was like, okay, yep,
Okay,
it's great.
okay.
Time to go to school now. got some stuff to do.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah. But I do think that I think that kids and I think that kids are more connected to spiritual stuff and that realm anyway. And I think that people at different points in their time can consciously or unconsciously be tapped into it, you know? And also I think people, as they're getting closer to death, get tapped into it. I mean, that's something that, you know, is talked about some with that side of things. So yeah. I mean, I just like, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, I don't doubt what I hear. I mean, in that way, I don't doubt other people's experiences.
I appreciate that. I also appreciate it from the point of view of like, you watch a horror movie and no one ever believes the kids, and they're like, there's a fucking monster in my room right now. And they're like, oh, yeah, whatever, honey. Just get the fuck back in bed. You know, it's like, no, just believe the kids. Believe that there's an evil clown in the sewer. Believe these things, because why would they tell you this? At least go and investigate a little bit more.
Yeah.
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 So I'm glad to hear that. If your kid comes up to you and is like, hey, there's something not great happening that's supernatural, you're gonna be like, okay, let's go take care of
Yeah.
it. Or I believe you, let's run.
Yeah. Or like, we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about it. I mean, she wasn't upset. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. It wasn't like, you know, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's generally, I don't know. I think it just depends on, you know, I think it all depends on the situation and the kid, obviously, but it's like, I even remember when she was younger and it was like, she would be, you know, scared of stuff in the
Mhm.
dark. It would be like, you know, it would still be something that was real if you follow it. It's not totally coming out of nowhere. Like it would be like the shadow of
Mhm.
like a stuffed animal or something, you know? Like it would be like,
Yeah.
and then it's like something that you can actually address and not necessarily like, I mean, you have the whole you know, but it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's just not to, I just mean in that way of like, I think there's a way to like not be dismissive with people and kids, especially, you know, even if it is something
Yeah.
that's like part of their perception, it's like, it's still good to be like, oh, this is actually the teddy bear. And look, if we turn the light on, we see it's a teddy bear. And if we turn the light off, it looks like this shadow, you know, and like kind of, I don't know, like not just be dismissive. Sometimes it's hard, but still,
Sometimes it's hard. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway.
You best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
Ooh, yeah.
So do you think that Pirates of the Caribbean, whichever way you like to pronounce it, do you think that because it contains a ghost story, that it is also breaching over into the horror genre somewhat? It is like honorary horror because it's using a ghost story to tell the tale.
I guess I have like, I don't know.
Asking the hard-hitting questions
It's
today.
really a hard question. Wow, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know,
Really
just
stumped me.
throwing it at
Wow.
you. Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I think that first of all, I guess I distinguish a little bit between horror and the other kind of like just like it's it's a bit of it's got the spooky element, right? And in the very least.
Okay.
I mean, there is like some violence and death and stuff. So I guess there is, part of that too. But yeah, I mean, I think it is a crossover in that way. I don't think it really squarely puts it in that genre because I think that the story is much more of it's still just in that category of like the children's story. But yeah, I mean, there is that question. I'm trying to remember though, did all of them have that element though, or is it just some of the more? Was it like
okay, so there was
third?
Barbosa, who that was the ghost story. There was I know Davy Jones was also kind of the ghost story because the sea monster curse type thing, which is kind of like mummy curse kind of stuff.
So I think it's like that. It's more of that tradition.
Yeah, so I think it borrows elements from the horror genre to tell a story in a different tone than horror otherwise would have been told. Like if it had a whole different tone to it that wasn't like adventure and swashbuckling, it would totally be like, shit, Bill Nighy is Tentacle Face? That's an eldritch horror right there. Like it could definitely, I think if they had gone darker, it could be like, oh, this could have been horror if they had paced it, done different camera work with it, if they had some different writing. And like now I want to see an edit.
That is always
have a horror edit or reboot.
That's always interesting. Yeah, if you took this and just,
Davy Jones,
really
Pirates.
Took a very different perspective off of it, because that could be, now that you bring it up. Yeah, I see it. I get it. Yeah, I definitely think that for sure a different telling of it could be even more in that direction. I think in that way, otherwise it kind of just I agree with what you're saying. May not be very exciting discussion
I'm always
or whatnot.
I'm kidding.
I know. I won't always agree, but I did with this one. I think it's like
you've done that.
Borrows the elements, but could be a different way. So let's see. Did we have? I think there was a question.
Yeah, there was a question in chat. Me go back and put on. Oh, Bree, that's a very large question. We're gonna do our best. What are your thoughts on sort of similar topics: spirits, reincarnation, star seeds, and alternate dimensions? Yay or nay? Is it possible, or is it science fiction? Any thoughts? Okay, do you know? Okay, I don't know what a star seed is. It sounds familiar. I may have known it when I was more into my like sci-fi nerd shit back in the day when I was an autistic child, just trying to make it, not knowing she was autistic or a girl.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with star seeds.
Yeah. Bree, if you could type in there in the chat what a star seed is. Otherwise, I know we talked a little bit about spirits and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we hit on spirits.
What are your feelings on reincarnation, though?
Typing it out. That's fine. I see. Yes. I believe in reincarnation. Yes.
That was really solid.
Yes.
That's a solid yes.
Yeah.
Can you show your work? Unless it's not comfortable.
And it's kind of out there, but yes, I definitely have had, and this kind of goes with some of the spirit stuff, but I definitely have had some experiences that have led me to yes, believe in reincarnation. And I don't know how. I've had a lot of different thoughts of like how, like, is it like, do you think that sometimes a soul starts at, like as a plant or a tree and a bug or and then go to an animal and then like move to different creatures, or, how does that work? Like, I don't know. I don't have it. I could imagine all sorts of different ways, and I don't in any way pretend to know, but I feel like that is very accurate. And I definitely think I've definitely had experiences with people that I feel like are familiar in ways that I have had other experiences with them on a spiritual level, and definitely, and I feel like with all creatures, like I feel like sometimes, like I kind of like older souls and younger souls, and I don't know, I can kind of dig with that. And it's funny because I've even had that experience with like dogs. I even feel like I've had a dog who's like an old soul, who's like very like, this dog has been around, this dog has been alive before, this dog knows some shit. And then I've had dogs who are like, yo, this is like your first trip.
Yeah.
Like, this is some shit.
You're like, this has to be the first time on this
Like,
earth because
oh
you are
man,
just
this is not
you
gonna
are
last long.
dogging it up.
Anyway, sorry. That was
Yeah.
long, but what is your take on that?
My take might be long as well. What? Me? Never. Yeah. So here's kind of my general overall take on the universe and like reincarnation and existence and stuff. I kind of fall into a belief of the universe is like a living being, and we're all kind of parts of that living being. And so there's this pool of consciousness, this energy that is all part of the universe. That's, we're kind of like a hive mind almost, but we are scattered across everywhere. And so I like to believe that when you pass and your consciousness and existence leaves your fleshy, your meat mech
Meat suit
of your body.
Yes.
You're a meat mech. You're just a brain in a meat mech piloting every day.
Was that
when
Heinlein
you're
thing? Sorry, I'm gonna.
is that what?
Where was that reference? Meat mech. Is that wait?
I
Herbert?
I just made it up.
Oh, did
I
you?
don't know. I did right now. It might be something else. Negative. I'm a meat
Sorry,
popsicle.
I'll be quiet. Keep going.
It's okay. So when your consciousness leaves that state, it will then become part of that same like similar pool of consciousness that contributes to the full existence of what the universe really is behind like all the scenes and stuff. And then it can kind of do what it wants, redistribute. Maybe it gets a little bit full and it's in a big like glomp together state. So it passes and creates something else when, life does a life thing and decides to create another meat mech for a consciousness to survive. So like we're all just like little avatars of a hive mind, and individuality is really cool and good, but also is perhaps a charade at the larger scheme of things. But kind of like how we look at an organism. You look at an organism, and every cell does its own little thing, and it contributes to being part of this larger organism. Kind of like that, getting deep. Riv getting deep on the show again.
Existential. Getting large.
Small giants made of tinier giants.
Talked a lot about giants on this one. We don't really usually even feel like giants hasn't come up before.
Twice
I know.
now.
Okay.
Right?
We got this explanation of starseeds. A starseed is a term from the New Age movement for an individual who believes their soul is from another planet, star system, or dimension. Starseeds often report feeling a sense of deep cosmic connection, a sense of not belonging on Earth, a purpose to help humanity's spiritual awakening or ascension. This belief system suggests that a part of their essence or seed is extraterrestrial. You go first on that, Rick.
So it sounds a lot like Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. Honestly. I don't. So here's the thing about the starseed idea. I now am. Thank you for the details, Bree. I am now familiar again with it. Sparked my memory. It insinuates that civilization and evolution of humans had to rely on intervention to get there. To get to where we are right now, or to get to whatever spot that intervention stopped. I don't like that idea because it kind of, as you mentioned earlier, is kind of eugenics-y because it kind of sweeps away all of the work that previous civilizations that were lost to time and to genocide, all of the contributions they made to be advanced in their own ways and to pioneer things. And I think clearly other cultures are capable of technology, and they were capable of technology a lot longer than we expected them to be. And I think that's just because humans are good at creating and being creative and imagination and execution on that imagination. And I think it has been that way for a very, very, very long time. And to, in my opinion, to fully believe with your whole heart that specifically those contributions those cultures made were because they had help of aliens, I think is potentially not. I think it's problematic.
That's a good
Anyway,
call out.
that's my 2 cents.
That's a very good call out.
Soapbox moment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I soapboxed. I did it. It's been a while. It's been a while. I know.
So I hadn't heard of this term before specifically, and I have read quite a bit of science fiction, so I'm kind of surprised. But I definitely feel like some of the science fiction that I have read, I feel like kind of almost leans this way in certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am thinking about like Stranger in a Strange Land. Like I feel like that almost like in a way that like almost, I mean, it definitely talks about the idea of it's not quite the same. It's not the same story, but I guess it's like it has some similar themes. I think that's all a really good point. But I had never. I mean, I definitely feel like all of my experience of like spiritual stuff and soul knowledge and impressions and like that. I feel like this is where English is starting to fail me a little bit, but
Oh no.
but I have felt very connected to a lot of things that are on this planet. I've not really ever felt had any sense of off planet. And I guess for me personally, I also just don't even with like sci-fi that is off planet sci-fi, like I like it, but I don't know. It's like a very I have like an interesting relationship with it. Like I'm a huge like I'm a big
Okay.
Earthseed enthusiast, and like that's actually has this like component of otherworld exploration and like potentially colonization, but it also like I don't know. It's like it's complex. But that's not. Yeah, I don't. I think that when you really start to understand the vastness of the universe, that it's very likely that aliens exist. But I don't think that. Yeah, I certainly don't. I certainly think that like they were not necessary to. I don't necessarily know how much. Like I guess I don't believe as much in like intervention, but I definitely think that just like with the vast amount of stars in the universe, even though there's only a fraction of those that would have the possibility of the planet system that could allow life and blah, blah, blah. Like, I think there's still enough. Like, I definitely think there's still enough, and that's quite possible.
Yeah.
I don't in any way think that we're like the only life, out there. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to put on the video for a second here. A great point made in chat. Go. It's such a Western idea that aliens were intervening to help older civilizations, but that's because the West has an inferiority complex. The West has only been good at war. So true. Other societies had much more advanced methods of hygiene and other things. Yeah, I'd feel inferior in that context too. Like the engineers from the Alien franchise, they also said. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, totally.
Great point.
Totally good point. And yeah, I think that it's also like I think we have this idea, and it's also a very Western idea that like that aliens would want to attack us, that's like so much in the
Yeah.
stories. And I've also just never bought that would necessarily be like, I mean, I get it that that's a good setup for story. Like I've read a bunch of stories with that
Right.
setup. I've read some really, really great sci-fi with that setup. There's actually a really great combination novel that came out. I think it was like, I want to say one was 2020 and one was 2021. By this author named Arcady Martine that is just fabulous. And I gotta look up here. I'm gonna look it up while we're chatting. The name, because I don't want to. If I guess it right now, I'm gonna say it wrong. So I'm gonna look up the name. But anyway, but yeah, that's like. But I also think that like I just don't believe that that's gonna be like what. Like I don't know. I just don't think that's the most likely real scenario. Okay, those books are. A Memory Called Empire is one of them, and A Desolation Called Peace. And it's very much about alien war. But I just don't think that that's like, I don't know. I just don't think that's as likely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that like people would be more actually interested to at least observe. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that's just such a very like that's just such a very Western and conquering dude idea that like because it's like because what because we
Yeah.
would be because that's how we would be, or something
Hmm.
like that we would have to like, oh, I found these other people, like this a whole other existence, and let's kill them, and it's like, no, why would we do that?
Let's not observe and actually try to figure shit out
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
the new the new
like
s- things we're
or like
meeting. Let's kill them and take their planet for no
yeah,
reason.
like there's
Yeah.
like a lot of
Yeah.
other, I don't know. I just think that if it,
With the vastness of space, it doesn't make sense to me.
with the
I think
vastness
it
of
is
space, I
specifically
think that
a
there's a
human generated, Western generated
if you have that good
thing
of
behind it.
technology, can you not
Yeah.
find a habitable planet that is not? Because you got to think of how long it took for us to evolve from, how long has the Earth been livable, but humans were not the dominating species on it, or even anywhere near, or
Right.
even humans at all, even Homo sapiens, even like within our species. So like, and even before that, like there's all that, like, come on, if you got that good of technology, you can find another place. I would bet. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Think you're going to be wasting
I agree.
anyway.
I
That's my
agree.
alien take.
Oh, there was another part of that question, or unless you have something else you want to talk about.
No, I think was it the alternate dimensions,
Alternate
or was there
dimensions.
something else?
Let me bring it. I'm scrolling in chat. Uh, 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 uh. Where'd it go? It's so far up there.
Prior advance. Oh, okay. I see this. There's a new question, but I don't want to. I'm not gonna.
Okay. Yeah, alternate dimensions. I guess the question is, um, oh, Bree, prior advanced Earth civilizations. I think part of the. You said you missed a lot of the response. A lot of my response, but to the star seed theory stuff, talked about previous civilizations on Earth that were advanced in technology, and how the idea that they had to have extraterrestrial intervention to evolve or to learn new things, I think is inherently problematic, and is founded in racism. So just food for thought for everyone on that one, because to deny that other cultures prior to what we kind of hold as like here is our um wow, my brain just turned off mid sentence because I have ADHD.
It's good. Well, I was.
um,
Nope.
yeah, just recapping.
Yeah. Well, I was almost wondering if this prior Earth, advanced Earth civilizations is almost like a different, like, does it mean like, like
Oh, like
Atlantis,
Atlantis or something
or
like that,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. That was me getting on my high horse
No,
again.
it's okay because
My
it's
default
no,
mode.
that's still a very good point. Okay, so I think it is a really good point that with um colonization and um the warmongering that a lot of stupid humans have gotten up to, that it is true that we have lost a lot of, there were civilizations that made a lot of progress that, yes, like that is absolutely a solid point of how much further would we be if we hadn't, lost people in a variety of ways, and civilizations in a variety of ways, and then kind of had to like relearn all that stuff differently with a different civilization, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that I don't know, as far as like prior advanced Earth civilizations. See, what I feel like is more accurate is that I think that stuff is more like, it is like the myths. It is like the stuff that um the stories were made from some half truths there that have some lessons. But I think that maybe that's part of it, is that there were actually prior civilizations that were either wiped out by war or famine or, disease or genocide, and that those were like that's what we lost, more than some mystery
yeah.
thing that we like lost and somehow don't know about. I think like we lost it ourselves, like we did it to ourselves. Like it's not actually a mystery.
Or like natural disasters. I mean, I
Yes.
kind of think there
Yes.
probably are more civilizations that had been destroyed, some or no longer are around in some way or another, than we understand probably at this point, because archaeology can only do so much.
That's true.
But I don't really
And it's good to bring
like
up.
thinking about like Disney style Atlantis. I don't really
Yeah,
think.
well, and
that's-
it's a good point to bring up the natural disasters because that is also very true. It's not always
like Pompeii and stuff.
yeah, like war has done a lot of terrible things, and there are other bad things that happen too. But yeah, that's yeah, Pompeii and Herculaneum. I used to be super into. I was super into that as a kid. I was always like really wondering about that, and still wonder. But yeah, yeah, in the different ways that we have stopped progress or just lost.
Started over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were gonna keep this really light today, guys.
But as Jeff Goldblum once said, life finds a way.
That's right. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Finds a way.
Do you think the original Jurassic Park counts as a horror movie with the elements that are in it? Does it have more elements of horror, or is it a balanced adventure film, or is it lean one direction or another?
I mean, I think it's action. Oh, you think? I see Bree says 100% horror, and see, I think it's more action, but adventure. Yeah.
Trinity says adventure. Okay, yeah, I'd say adventure. Kind of like, is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? Is that theology? Is it a Christian movie? Is it horror? Is it because like the prophecy was horror kind of, right?
Well, it's a
If we think about
right.
romance, nice.
Yeah, that's a hero's journey, right? A Messiah's tale.
It's a hero's journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a Jesus story.
Ark of the Covenant, face melting.
Yeah.
It's a Jesus story.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Veggie
very
Tales
much.
and Temple of Doom are the same.
Practically.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying the wrong one. I meant Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Temple of Doom is
That's Temple's Doom.
No, I thought you were making a joke
Okay.
because Temple of Doom is like that was like the Wicked movie when I was the kid. Like it was like
Yeah,
so
true.
much, and it kind of went up against Raiders of the Lost Ark. But,
Yeah.
like it really butted it because Raiders of the Lost Ark was so like kind of Christian friendly, and on so many
right?
levels. Yeah. Temple of Doom is
It had Nazis that died,
freaky
which was
stuff.
fun.
Yes,
That's always fun.
yes. That's a woke Antifa movie.
It really is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it is, but it's a good woke Antifa movie. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Someone in chat here says my favorite part of every Indiana Jones movie is when the Nazis die. Yes. Well,
it is a great
any
part. I
final
also
thoughts,
love when
Jess?
I happen to love in that
Yeah.
one when the Nazi lady goes when they're stealing the boats, and he's like, what are you crazy? You don't go in between them. And she goes, in between them. Anyway, sorry, it's just a silly.
Just the way she says it.
Stuck in my head.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a line like that sticks in my brain from Total Recall, and it's when the he is wearing the mask, like the digital kind of like mask of that lady, that bald lady, and he takes the mask off, it unfolds around, closes it back up, tosses it to the bad guys, and the mask turns to them and says, "Get ready for a surprise," and then fucking blows up.
Whoa.
Yeah. That's some OG sci-fi shit right there.
Yeah.
Yes, the woman suit, Brie. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Okay, well, I feel like we almost went through my little Halloween list that I made. That I actually did my little episode prep for, since Samara's not here. We were talking about that before we started. I prepped Samara.
She keeps us on the rails usually, and this time Jess kept us on the rails.
Yeah, it's okay. I get paid,
much to my chagrin.
I get paid double when this happens. So, and that's good.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Daddy needs some candy corn. So, Yeah.
Daddy needs some candy corn. Oh, name of the episode.
So gotta wait till almost the end to get it.
Why do all of your quotes, why are they always the best ones to use for episode titles? Come on.
That's why I got the gig.
That's why you got the gig. It's biological is what it
It's
is.
biological. That's why, yeah. You gotta get a token. It's a token mail. Yeah, it's part of my token mailness. It's okay. It's why, yeah. Candy corn.
Okay, we gotta answer this question though. Thoughts on candy corn? Like for real. Be prepared to make some enemies today.
If you keep it original and there's just a little bit, that's fine. But what gets really messed up is don't be coming at me with the weird ass candy corn flavors. Like, don't do it. Why? That's my.
Why not? They were too busy thinking if they could. They never stopped to think if they should.
Yeah.
I'm very not a candy corn girly. No candy corn for me. No, I've had both. Like people are told me like you gotta try it fresh. You know, it's like kind of a little bit softer. No, it's a flavor thing. The texture does not bother me. I've also had really stale candy corn. I don't like the flavor. It feels like it's just waxy. It just tastes like waxy and like waxy sugar. And I mean, maybe something to do with the fact that my ADHD craves sour candy, so it's got to be sour candy.
Got it.
Fruity. Maybe that's part of it. But yeah, I'm not a big candy. I don't like candy corn. If I see it, I will either throw it out or give it to someone else who likes it.
Okay.
Because no, it's a big no for me on candy corn.
There you go. What about we're getting this question in the chat, but what about the pumpkin corn?
What? Oh, you know what? I think the pumpkin corn, no.
Yeah.
No, also no. It's too much like candy corn.
I'll have one, but I don't, and that's why I like, I think the waxy part of it is like why I'm okay with having just like I'll literally could like have like a couple, like a few candy corn, and then I'm like, I'm good. I'm like 3 to 6 candy corn. It's like my threshold. I'm like, and then I'm probably going to be over it. Okay. So you mentioned sour, but okay. So what is your favorite Halloween candy?
Specifically Halloween or just candy in general?
I mean, it's your show, Riv.
I will go with Halloween. Okay, I'll go with both. All right, we'll do both.
Okay.
Oh, it is my show. I forget that sometimes. I did this stuff. That's cool. I'm pretty cool. Okay, so Halloween candy specifically, I'm thinking of like the bags you get of assorted Halloween candy and what is usually in them. So usually you got your M&Ms, you got your Snickers, you got your Crunch Bars sometimes. You got maybe if you're getting freaky, your Junior Mints. Almost always Skittles or Sour Patch Kids. I enjoy fruity candy the most, so I usually go with my favorite being Sour Patch Kids, with a second favorite being Skittles, because I love the fruit, and because I'm very fruity, and I also love the sour because that's free dopamine right there.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's good to know.
Yeah, and then regular candy, like outside of the Halloween multi-pass. I should have been Lilu. That would have been fun. I really enjoy these little fruit wedges. There's a where I live, there is a local chocolate shop that also has other candy there too. And they have these really wonderful fruit slices, like that are like gummy fruits that are sugary and fruity and delicious and slightly sour sometimes. But those are some of my favorites right now. To just grab a few of those, nibble on them. So good. Otherwise, usual go to gummy worms, sour gummy worms. Gets the job done every time.
Solid.
And they're cheap.
Solid.
Favorite Halloween candy for you?
Specific is a little hard, but I do like, gosh, there are some I'm trying to think of what are the variations. I do sometimes like some of the variations of, I know they do like, there's like a all white Kit Kat. That's not necessarily I'm trying to think of like, maybe like, there may be some, I like the ones where it's like, are there ones where it's like Reese's, but they're like different shapes because it's Halloween? I think like the ones
sometimes,
like
yeah, there were like Reese's Ghosts.
Yeah,
those are really
like
good.
stuff like that where it's like it's the same candy flavor that you're used to. Yeah. You know, and it's not like massive, but it's like enough that it's like the same candy flavor that you used to, but it's like a different shape. Like that's the stuff. That's the good shit. I also I also will say that of all the different, I mean, other than just having just general like Halloween candy, I tend to go a little more chocolate than sour. That's a little more of my bag in general. But I do think that I think what's the other one I'm trying to think of? They have like the ghost peeps. They're doing that now, where it's like, oh god, they do peeps for like every
The Go
holiday because it's
Peeps.
just gonna be like marshmallows and stuff. But yeah, um, yeah, I think that's the main thing. I used to love nerds for Halloween. What about so is this gonna be your costume this year, Riv?
I don't know yet. It's between this. I have a very slutty Harley Quinn costume I might wear. If I go out or
You also
something.
have the blonde
Um,
hair for that, right?
I got the blonde hair for
K-
that. I really want one of these bodysuits, but I want a Samus Aran, yeah, like a zero suit Samus version of that because blonde hair, and when it gets long again, it'll be just right for ponytails. Um, or I could do Galadriel because I have a very elfy dress I wear. Um, and I've got the ears for it, like little elf ears for it I can wear. My ears are already kind of elfy anyway, so you know. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like that very much is
Yeah.
that's very goes with the Fae, you know.
Here's the thing: when I wear this, I can't. It's hard to type on my phone, and I can't take this. And also, I can't. It's hard to unzip. It's a whole production to zip
Mm,
and unzip this fucking thing. So I don't want to like be out somewhere and like getting drinks and being out somewhere if I choose to do so, and then be like, I have to pee and I can't drunkenly get out of
it's
my costume.
it's so important to think about that kind of shit, man. Yeah, absolutely. So are you thinking of do you think like is there a little scene where you are as far as like going out?
I mean, there's a couple of nice places downtown. I should say nice. There's a couple of dive bars downtown that are fun, and some venues too that have shows sometimes that have events and queer spaces and things to go.
Nice.
So,
Somebody to it.
um, yeah. So there's a kind of a um, gothy kind of uh club-ish place to go to for drinks and stuff, and I check it out. I haven't really gone out and done stuff in a long time,
Yeah.
so I want to do that again. I want to live life and make time to experience stuff like that,
Yeah.
and just be goofy and enjoy Halloween. Yeah,
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah. Are you planning on trick or treating with kiddo? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'll trick or treat with the kiddo. I feel like I had Um, I wouldn't say I feel like now I'm at the level where if I had the chance to do, I've done like so many Halloweens out. It was just so much fun. But I
Hmm.
feel like now I'd be at the level of like wanting to do like the house party, the Halloween house party would be like where I'd want to jam. But that's probably not, I haven't been invited to a Halloween house party. But there are
Yeah,
a few neighborhoods around here that are really good. Unfortunately, not right where I live, but there are a few neighborhoods that are really cool. And yeah, we usually team up with some people and people, like we'll dress up with the kid and walk around for trick or treat. They're usually pretty fun stuff. Oh, yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So that'll be, but yeah, yeah, Halloween is it's such a fun holiday. Get enough of it with the kid and have a little bit of a neighborly celebration, and it's like it's enough. I'm good. But oh man,
Yeah,
very pro this holiday. It's a very fun one.
very pro this
Yeah,
holiday. I love spooky shit. We are hella over
let's
by
let's
a
wrap it.
little bit.
Let's
Let's
wrap
wrap
it.
it. Any final thoughts from you,
Oh
Jess,
my
that you
goodness.
wanna share
Well,
with the viewers and
yeah.
listeners?
I mean, we're
The
doing
movers
this
and shakers.
movers and shakers.
Movers and
Since we
shakers.
are gonna be getting this episode out round about Halloween, just remind everybody if you go out there, folks,
Yeah.
stay aware, keep yourself safe, don't drink and drive, all that good stuff. Coming in with the dad noise. Ugh. Anyway,
Stew daddies in the house.
Stew Daddy's in the house. Everybody got to be safe now. Have fun, have a blast.
Eat your
Just
stew and be
eat your
safe. As a
stew before
stew
you
daddy.
trick or treat. You got to eat your stew.
Wait half an hour before you trick or treat.
You
Let it digest.
wait half an hour before you get in the pool with that costume, because Stu Daddy said, no.
It really makes it when you're wearing the Trilby hat. Stu Daddy says,
Especially with
yeah,
the
Daddy-o.
fancy. Now, Stu Daddy
Yeah.
said, you gotta wait before you jump in the pool so you don't get cramps.
You don't get,
This is also really
don't get
good,
cramps.
really important for anybody who is going out on Halloween and is going to swim. If you eat, make sure that you wait before you swim. At least 20 minutes.
Yes, you're such a fucking dad.
It's fucking terrible.
All right. Terrible.
about-
My final thoughts
Final
are
thoughts, Riv.
my final thoughts are similar to Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus. Get messy, take risks, make mistakes, get out there, have fun, but be safe about it. Wrap it up. You know what I'm talking about. And never leave your drink unattended or uncovered.
This is also important. Yeah.
Yes.
Just like if something happens, like just buy another drink.
Buy another drink.
Like it's like
It sucks,
so,
but you
like,
can't, don't get roofied out there, right?
Nah. Don't do that.
Yeah. Nobody wants that.
Take care, y'all.
Take care. Have a wonderful Halloween. And this is me being a mom now. Y'all have a wonderful Halloween out there. And we'll catch you later.
That's right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gets back home tonight, and it's all the German angles, expressionist and law, and it's all just crooked lines and straight shots right into the stage lights. You are scarcely noticing the cracks in the